probably like 20 minutes. But I'm going to show you how to get paid for speaking about what you love. We are live on all platforms here. But before we jump in here, where are you tuning in from? I'm in Colombia. Hello from Vegas, South Carolina. Hello, hello, hello. How we doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. What's going on, Andrew? What's going on, Callahan? No, that's not the training. How to start a political podcast. It's definitely not the training. Fiji, what's going on? From Fiji, incredible. From Ukraine, Kiev. Hope you're doing well over there. Outstanding. El Salvador. We got people all over the world here. Listen, I'm going to share how to get paid for speaking about what you love. Most of you already talk enough. You might as well get paid for it. So if you're open to it, drop a yes in the chat. We got Texas, we got Tennessee, we got Canada, we got India. We got people from all over the world. British Columbia, Canada. Not Colombia, but Columbia, Canada. Alaska. Welcome, welcome. So do I have your permission to blow your brain up? Do I have permission to unwire and rewire some things? Do I have your permission to expose you to information that has the ability to change the quality of your life? Now, if you don't want information that's going to change the quality of your life, this live is not for you. If you don't want to speak and share your testimony and change lives and impact people, make income, this isn't for you. This is for people who know they have a testimony. This is for people who have overcome some challenges, have healed some things, have walked through the fire and want to condense time for other people. I'm going to show you exactly how to get paid for speaking about what you love. So if you're in the right room, if this is you, drop a yes in the chat just so I can acknowledge you and I know who I'm talking to here today. So we got people joining in from all over the world. I got my laptop here. I'm live on Facebook. Drop it in the chat if you're ready. If you're ready, drop a yes or drop ready. And I'm going to take y'all to Earth School. I'm going to take y'all to church. Now, as y'all are dropping in the chat, yes or no, but probably a yes, let me just give you a little snapshot of where I am and how I got here real quickly. Listen, first and foremost, let me just put this out here. I was talking to my dad earlier. I'm not supposed to be here. I was supposed to die at birth. The doctors wanted to abort me. And if I was born, they said that I should be institutionalized. They said I'd never feed myself. I never dress myself. I'd be a big baby for the rest of my life. Now those doctors are dead. I'm rich and I'm still alive. Who won? I did. All right. So let me just take a second and say, if you are breathing and if you are experiencing me right now, you have already won the lottery of life. If you agree with that, drop a yes in the chat. I don't care what your circumstances are, how many limbs you have, how much money you have, where you live. If you are living and breathing, you have already won the lottery of life. And if I had some hands, I'd give yourself a round of applause for being here today, being alive. Every single day that we get to live is a bonus. It's a bonus round, as Eric Spofford would say. So I wasn't supposed to live. I survived. I didn't know how I was going to feed myself. I didn't know how I was going to be independent. I didn't know how I was going to be a man. I hated the fact that I was born with no legs of an arm. It was the most disgusting thing that could happen to me, the biggest curse. I was such a victim for 19 years of my life. And then my life changed once I started using my voice. And when I used my voice, people's lives were changed, and I got addicted to changing people's lives. And that's what I've dedicated my whole entire life to. I'm 28 years old, 2 multi-7-figure companies, biggest speaker in America, spoken on stage with Tony Robbins, Ed Milet, Russell Brunson, Steve Forbes, Deepak Chopra. I mean, the list goes on. And I don't say that to impress you. I say that to impress upon you, because there are so many people that are trying to teach you advice who've never built a business. There's so many people trying to teach you how to coach who aren't coaches, people trying to teach you relationships who have terrible relationships. There's so many people trying to tell you how to speak who aren't on big stages. And I'm going to show you how to do it over the next 20 minutes. I'm going to give you a high overview. But by the way, check your coach's resume. Check your coach's resume. Do they have the life and the results that you want? If they don't, keep scrolling, keep swiping. I've spoken on over 500 stages. I've generated millions of dollars. I think I know what I'm talking about. And my students are crushing it. So this is how you get paid to speak about what you love. Now, let me just see it again. How many of you would be open to that and up for getting paid to speak about what you love? Now, before I go into like the little nitty-gritty tactics, I got to start off with psychology, because ultimately, your biggest bottleneck is the way that you think. And I've already proved that, because I'm a man with no legs of an arm, and I have more of a life than most people with all their arms and all their legs. I'm not taller than you. I'm not stronger than you. My muscles aren't bigger than yours. Maybe some of you. The only thing that stands me apart is I have a different set of psychology and a different set of beliefs. So do I have your permission to rearrange the furniture inside your head so you can take action on what I'm about to share with you? We got to start with psychology before we go into tactics. I'm going to cover both in just about 20 minutes, high-level overview. All right? Now, first thing. Play with me here. By the way, most speakers are boring and they leave the crowd snoring because they keep the audience in a passive state. They're just talking at people. But I'm your friend. My name's Nick. I'm your friend. Someone said it has the key. I got the keys. And I want you to play with me here. How you're going to play with me is you're going to drop yeses in the chat. You're going to play with me. This is how we're going to stay active so you retain the information. This isn't for me. This is for you so you retain what I'm saying. Now, let's rearrange some beliefs first. How many of you have ever heard the harder you work, the more money you make? How many of you have ever heard that? So maybe it's your parents, your teachers. You just got to work harder. The more money you make, just got to work harder, and then you'll make more money. How many of you ever heard that, if you're honest? Someone told you just got to work harder, and the more money you make. Well, I'll tell you this. The person who told you just got to work harder, that person is broke and they're tired. I don't know about you, but the harder you work, the more tired you are. And what I mean by that is if you are building walls or painting walls or doing hair, or you are working in a drive-through, or you're clocking in at 9 to 5, you're going to make money, but there's only so much time that you could trade for money. Are we in agreement? There's only so much time in man hours or woman hours. Yeah, old frame of thinking. There's only so much time that you could trade for money. Eventually, you run out of time, and there's a cap on how much money you make. Y'all tracking? If you track it, drop a yes in the chat. So the harder you work doesn't equal the more money you make. And I can prove that to you. Right now, I am at a penthouse in Colombia. There are people building this skyscraper. They are physically working and building this skyscraper, and I'm here. I'm speaking on stage, and I make way more money than them, and they are working way harder than I am. So the harder you work doesn't equal the more money you make. It's a lie. Someone drop lie in the chat. Okay, great. How about this? How many of you have ever heard time is money? How many of you have ever heard that before? Someone told you time is money. Drop it in the chat. I'm reading all of these. I got my laptop here. I got Instagram here. I got Facebook here. How many of you have ever heard time is money? Exactly. Whoever told you time is money didn't have time and they were broke. Y'all track it? Whoever told you time is money, they didn't have time and they didn't have money. Why? Because time is not money. Time is infinitely more valuable than money. By the way, this is going to lead into the lesson. Don't miss it. For those that are going to get some blessings, they're going to get a blessing. What's wild is, by the way, when I joined this live, it said that 900 of my followers were active on Instagram. There's only 48 people here. I want you to understand this. The information to get wealthy and impact lives is always around you, but most people don't want it. Oh my God, don't miss it. Don't miss it. The information's all around you, but most people won't take the time to sit and listen and think. So let's go back. Time is money. No, time is not money. Time is infinitely more valuable than money. So when you understand that time is infinitely more valuable than money, you understand that successful people use their money to get back time. If you're tracking, drop a yes in the chat. Successful people use money to buy back their time. I got a chef rolling through to make sushi for me and my people. I can't cook. I don't want to cook. It's going to take some time. I hire a chef to condense time. By the way, success rewards speed. Now, someone's saying money, but money can't buy memories. Man, we ain't talking about memories. We're talking about money here and how to impact lives. And by the way, if you want some more memories, maybe you should get some more money so you can have some more experiences for your family. Maybe that's just a belief, right? Now, how many of you have ever heard the more knowledge you have, the more money you're going to make? You just got to get more certifications, and you got to go to college, and you got to do this, and you got to do that. Now, by the way, if you're going to be a lawyer, you're going to be a doctor, there's a few things that you got to get a degree for. But how many of you have ever heard you just more information, more knowledge equals more money? Well, that's not true either. Because how many of you know someone with all the knowledge who are super smart who can't find their way out of a paper bag? If you're tracking, drop a yes in the chat. How many of you know someone, they got the degrees, they got the certifications, they got their diplomas, they still broke as a joke? You've been lied to. What if I were to tell you that most of your breakthroughs in life will not come from learning new things? Most of your breakthroughs will come from unlearning all the BS they taught you and they indoctrinated you into. I know this is heavy. I know this is a lot. And you've been lied to your whole life, and I'm going to break you out of the matrix. It's fine. If you're open to it, you're open to it. If you're not, I love you too. I love all of you. Now, y'all are dropping yes, yes, yes. You believe it. Great. Now, I want you to understand this. I'm going to show you very quickly on a just a surface level, high level, how to get paid to speak about what you love. Now, remember I said success rewards speed, and successful people are always using money to get their time back. So check this out. Hey, look at this. My degree hasn't made me $1, unfortunately. Luckily, I got my old job to pay for it, right? Until I showed up in your VIP class and you taught us different, I didn't know otherwise, right? Appreciate you being here. Now, check this out. There are 2 types of people in the world. How many types? Drop it in the chat. There's 2 types of people in the world. You have puddles and you have wells. Puddles, we all start off as puddles. Puddles are people who don't know much. They don't know much about a specific topic, a specific niche. They're not an expert. They're a beginner. We all start off as puddles. Are we in agreement? We all start off as puddles, people who don't know much. But I can assure you, check this out, that if you commit to becoming a well, a what? Someone drop it in the chat. A well. Yeah, someone said I'm a well. If you commit to becoming a well in something that you really enjoy, whether it's, I don't know why taxes came. I don't enjoy taxes. I don't think any of you enjoy taxes. But if you enjoy learning about finance, if you enjoy learning about health, if you enjoy learning about relationships, if you enjoy learning about speaking, if you enjoy learning about inner child healing, if you enjoy talking about gut health, whatever you love and whatever you're so passionate about, if you dedicate your life to becoming an expert in that thing, a few things will happen. Check this out. When you commit to becoming an expert and learning every single day about a specific topic, a few things happen. The first thing is you become more confident in what you know. Who would have thought? Who would have thought the more that I educate myself on a specific topic, the more confident I am about speaking about it? You tell me in the chat right now, what is one topic in your life that you are very, very confident about speaking about? You enjoy learning about it and you love to speak about it. What would be, it's a good thing I got one finger. Someone drop it in the chat. What is a topic or an expertise or a niche that you love to learn about and you love to teach that you're pretty confident about? Okay, here we go. Creations by Andrew said fitness. Absolutely. You can become a well in fitness. What else? What do we got? Let's see. See what we got. And by the way, if you don't have something, I would pick something. I would pick something to become a well in. You know, so just take me, for example. I'm 28 years old. When I was 20, science, food, nutrition, beautiful. When I was 20 years old, I decided that I was going to become an expert in communication, in psychology, and in neuroplasticity. Right? Because I've dedicated my life to these topics, people pay me a whole lot of money to teach them. Because I have so much wisdom and I've built the business off of it, I can then turn around and condense time for people. So check this out. When you become a well, you not only become more confident because competency equals confidence, but because you know so much about a topic, you now have the ability to share information that could save people's lives. The truth is, my friends, that you're already qualified to save someone's life. The trials and the tribulations that life has thrown at you that you've overcome, which, by the way, how many of you in here have overcome some hardship? You've overcome some difficulty. You've overcome some adversity. You've built something that is meaningful. How many of you have overcome something? You see, the moment that you overcome things, you are now qualified to turn around and help people who are struggling. I'm going to give you a one-liner here. Don't miss it. You are most qualified to teach your younger self. I know this information is free. It's crazy. If you really hung on these words and you knew what I was giving you, you'd know that I'm dropping gold here. You are most qualified to teach your younger self, meaning that you don't need to be a million steps in front of someone to save their life. You only need to be a few steps in front of someone to turn around and help them. If you've overcome addiction, you can help people get sober. If you've got really good at taxes, you can help people do taxes. If you have a six-pack, you can help people get a six-pack. If you built a multi-seven-figure speaking company, you can help other people make money speaking about what they love. That's me, right? Oh, don't miss it. So once you become a well of knowledge, or you're intentional about becoming a well of knowledge, then you can ask yourself, based on my knowledge and my expertise and the things that I teach, who would benefit from it? Is it men? Is it women? How old are they? Where do they hang out? What kind of events do they go to? What kind of Instagram pages do they follow? But check this out. All of the problems that you've overcome in your journey can become your content that you talk about. all of the challenges that you've overcome, all the trauma that you've healed, you can start speaking about it. And what's amazing, when you start speaking about the things that you're learning, two things will happen. The people who don't like you, they will unfollow you. And the people who love what you're talking about, they're going to want to do business with you. They're going to want to learn from you. Who would have thought that your authenticity and you speaking about what you love to speak about filters out the right and wrong people that you don't want in your life or your business anyway? Massive breakthrough for me. Massive breakthrough through me. Are y'all tracking this? Nick, you're telling me that if I'm authentic, because authenticity is highest vibration that I can operate off of, and I share what I learned, and I share what I've healed, and I share my journey, the people who don't resonate are going to fall off, and the people that resonate are going to want to love on me. They're going to want to connect with me. They're going to want to learn from me. They're going to want to join my stuff. They're going to want to watch my content. Your authenticity is your greatest human filter. And he said, how do I start becoming a speaker? Share your knowledge with the world. Now, the more you share your knowledge with the world, people are going to ask you, hey, can you teach me more? Or, hey, I have an event, or, hey, I have a podcast, or would you allow me to interview you? You see, people aren't doing business with you, or they aren't paying you because they don't know you exist, because you've been hiding. You've been hiding. You're a hidden gem. You're not a bright light yet. You're a hidden gem. Most of you are brilliant. You have knowledge. You have expertise, but you don't open up your mouth so no one knows you exist. If you're tracking, drop a yes in the chat. So I started talking about communication. I started talking about breakthroughs. I started talking about neuroplasticity. I started talking about trauma. I started talking about unwiring and rewiring your brain. And the more that I help people, the more people wanted to work with me. Who would have thought that when you help someone with free knowledge, they're going to want to go deeper with you? So, Nick, how do you get paid to speak about what you love? The first step, I'm going to get very technical. I'm going to give you the step-by-steps. The first thing that you do, by the way, I think my team told me, don't give them all the sauce. Nick, you always over-deliver. You just give too much. I got a big heart. So step number one. One. Commit to becoming a well in a specific expertise or a specific niche. You know you're an expert when people can ask you a million questions about your topic and you never run out of answers. And maybe you're working towards that. But I can tell you, one of the greatest investments that you can do for yourself is committing to becoming a well of knowledge in a specific expertise or a specific niche. Fitness, taxes, finance, crypto, health, speaking, breakthroughs, inner child work, psychology, stress management. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. So first step, what is the first step? Drop it in the chat. I just want to make sure you're listening. What's the first step? The first step of getting paid to speak about what you love. You drop it in the chat and I'll move on to the next one. The second step is start teaching for free. Start serving for free. Start giving massive value on all of your social media platforms to your friends, your family, the people that you come in contact with. Start just helping people, bro. Start helping people, sister. Why? Because when you help enough people get what they want, you can have anything you want in life. And when you help enough people shift with free content, they're going to want to go deeper with you. So the second step is start giving free value. Start over-delivering. Just help people. Understand that, you guys are an offering to the world. Our intention is to build ourselves into the greatest man and greatest woman and give ourselves to the world. This human experience isn't for me only. It's for you. Imagine if I quit. Imagine if I quit speaking. Imagine if I never talked. Imagine if I never opened up my mouth. How many lives wouldn't have been changed because I harbored all my knowledge and my journey to myself? Right? So step number one, commit to becoming a well in a specific expertise in a niche. Step number two, over-deliver with free value. Start creating content. Start speaking out. The reason why people aren't doing business with you is because they don't know you exist. And by the way, as my mentor would tell me, there's people out there ready to pay you hand over fist. They just don't know you exist. Third, realize your authenticity is the highest vibration, but it also attracts and repels the right or wrong people. Just be yourself, bro. Just be yourself, sis. Be your goofy, funny, expertise self, right? Too many years I tried to be someone else. Too many years I tried to be Tony. Too many years I tried to be Ed. Too many years I tried to be Dr. Joe Dispenza. Just be yourself, bro. Just be yourself, sis. There's a lot of people that don't like me. There's a lot of people that do love me. So be yourself. It's going to attract and repel the right and wrong people. And then last but not least, very, very simple. Ask people how you can serve them on a deeper level. Now, this is a hack right here. When you ask people how you can serve on a deeper level, they were going to give you the answers to what you can offer them. Oh my goodness, don't miss it. You don't need to know all the answers on how you're going to serve people. You can ask your people how you can serve them, and then they're going to give you the answers. And then you can take that data, you can create an offer, and then you can give it back to them. You can put an investment and a price tag on it so they value it. You see, my mentor also told me the offers you don't take are the offers you don't make are the offers they can't take. I can assure you right now, by the way, this is a free training. If you're an expert right now, if it's in fitness, if it's in health, if it's in inner child healing, start offering people your services. And the law of average, if Ryan's in here, he teaches it all the time. The law of average states that if you ask enough people to go deeper with you, someone's going to say yes. But check this out. This is where psychology gets in the way. Most humans aren't willing to suck long enough to be great at something. Woo! Most humans aren't willing to suck long enough about speaking to be great at it. Most humans aren't willing to suck long enough about content to be great at creating content. Most humans aren't willing to suck long enough about creating offers and making offers and willing to be great at it. Most humans aren't willing to suck long enough to ask people to get on their stages until they're great at it. Are you willing to persist through the season of suck? That's the real question. Oh my goodness. So when you become a well of knowledge, you now have a map. When you build something, when you have a result, if it's a six-pack, whether it's tax savings, whether it's you built the business, whether you got sober, whether you are a crypto millionaire or you are a copywriter, when you have a specific result, people will buy your map because they want to go further faster. I don't say this to boast. I say this to impress upon you. I have one-on-one clients that pay me upwards of $80,000 to $100,000 to teach them speaking one-on-one. Why? Because they have money and they want to spend it to get their time back. And not everybody can afford $80,000 to $100,000. It's a specific character, it's a specific avatar. But what I'm saying is, people who want a result and it's important enough for them, they're going to pay. They're going to pay for speed. Bottom line. So who can repeat back to me the steps? I've given gems. This was a fast training. I'm already 22 minutes in. I could talk for a long time. Nick, you're already 22 minutes in. Who can give me the steps? What do you got? First one, become a well. My friend, you got to pick an expertise or a niche that you're going to become an expert in. You're going to fill your brain in it. Something that you love and you're passionate about, that you use on yourself, you're going to be an offering to the world. The second thing that you're going to do is you're going to give massive value to everybody. Just teach people for free. Get the reps. Help people transform for free. Eventually you can start charging, but help people transform for free. Third step is be authentic. Social media is full of fake people all around you, and no one can be you. And your authenticity is not only the highest vibration, but it's going to attract and repel the right or wrong people that are going to do business with you, that aren't going to do business with you. Your authenticity is your greatest superpower. Be yourself because everybody else is taken. Woo! Come on now. And then fourth, ask people how you can serve them on a deeper level and start gathering data. Oftentimes, as humans and entrepreneurs, we try to create things based off what we think people need versus asking our people what we need. The reason why our students are so successful inside of our speaking program is because I've gotten tons of calls with coaches, experts, people who are wells that want to speak, people who have testimonies that ask them, what do you need? What strategies do you need? How can I serve you? What are your roadblocks? What are your challenges? What would be a home run for you? And I took all of this data and I created programs. My students are crushing it, literally crushing it. There's probably some in the audience right now. So, my friend, let me pour into you. You can get paid to speak about what you love. There are people speaking about all different topics. And every day that you don't share your story, someone out there is waiting for you and they're not receiving you because they haven't met you yet. There is a man or there's a woman out there struggling and they're wishing and hoping that they can meet someone like you. Now, by the way, some of you may be like, well, Nick, I don't have no legs and one arm. My story doesn't relate. Did you hear what I just said? Me having no legs and one arm doesn't relate to any of you because you have all your limbs. So I have to create stories or share stories that relate to you, because having no legs of an arm doesn't relate to you. If there's a speaker that climbed Mount Everest and he's teaching someone, no one relates to climbing Mount Everest because maybe 0.5% of the population has ever touched Mount Everest. So what I'm trying to say here is your ordinary story is actually extraordinary because it relates to ordinary people just like you. Your ordinary story is actually extraordinary because it relates with the majority of people. And when people relate to you, they want to dive deeper with you. Oh my goodness, please don't miss it. So the world needs your ordinary story because it's actually extraordinary. And there's people out there that are waiting. They're hoping that you give them a blessing, that you give them a piece of wisdom, a gem that can change the quality of their life. And by the way, this is high level. This is overview of the business. Do I have your permission? With a yes in the chat, do I have your permission to invite you to something really amazing that I'm doing? This is the second time I'm doing it. The first time was so amazing, I had to do it again. So if I have your permission, drop a yes in the chat. Someone said, I love gems. I love gems too. I'm a student of the game. Anytime that I get some gems, I'm always writing them down, even with my chin like this. So if I have your permission to invite you, I want to invite you. Jay, what up? What up, champ? In a few days, I am doing the Unleash Your Story Challenge. It's virtual. You can do it from your house. You're going to spend 5 days with me, just 1 to 2 hours a day, and I'm going to show you how to build a profitable speaker business in just 5 days. The ins, the outs, the psychology, the strategies, the business, the framework. You can ask my students, when they join this, I lay everything all out on the line. I'm not here to hide anything. It's the Unleash Your Story Challenge. This is for people who know they have a story, they have a testimony that they can save lives. This is for people who want to make an impact with their story. This is also for people who want to make money with their story. Maybe you want to make money from speaking about what you love on social media, on podcasts, on interviews. Maybe you're someone who wants to use your story and travel all over the United States or the world. We teach all of those strategies. My students are either teaching virtually or they're traveling around the world, closing speaking engagements and making impact and making income that way. The Unleash Your Story Challenge. The link is in my bio. Where's the link? Drop it in the chat. The link is in my bio. And my guarantee to you is that if you feel that you don't get 10x the value, I think the VIP ticket is like $47. If you feel that I didn't show you how to make more than $470, we'll give you your money back. By the way, can I be direct? Your $47 ticket will not change my life. I'm already wealthy. If I really wanted to make cash, and this was all about cash, I wouldn't make it this far, by the way, if it was about cash. We would charge a couple $100 for the ticket. The ticket's $47. And the reason why it's $47 is so you have skin in the game and you show up, because the knowledge is going to rock your world. Now, someone said, what if I don't have $47? Get resourceful. Ask someone for a loan. Be resourceful. It's $47. We can find it. For information that's going to change the quality of your life. And by the way, if you really don't have $47, it's probably ain't for you. I have a ton of free content that will allow you to make money. I can promise you that. If you go on my YouTube, for those that don't have that, go on my YouTube. There's tons of speaking content that will show you how to make money for free. But for those that want to go to the next level, for those that want proximity, for those that want to go deep for 5 days and challenge yourself, because this Unleash Your Story Challenge isn't for everyone. It's for those that want to step up, share their testimony, learn some knowledge, and change the world. What times are the classes? Just click the link in the bio. All of the details are there. Just opt in, get your seat, secure your seat. But it's so incredible. I did this Unleash Your Story Challenge probably like a month or 2 months ago, and I didn't expect how much transformation that it had on people. You know, for me, public speaking is as easy as breathing because I've done it for 8 years. But I can assure you that when people come against themselves and they start to speak and they start to break through, they get healed. I'm not healing them. I'm not a healer. By the way, a healer, Ryan told me this, a healer isn't someone you go to for healing. Healing is someone who triggers a part of you that heals yourself. Woo-hoo! So good. And so I've seen my students evolve. I've seen them heal. I've seen them heal things and speak about them and save other people's lives. It's one of the most fulfilling things for me. And so if you're someone who has a testimony, if you're someone who has a story, if you're someone who wants to, I now have a group with over 3,000 members crushing it. Let's go. But if you're someone who has a testimony, you have a story, you've healed some things, you've built something, you want to give it to the world, you want to be an offering, you want to share your story on interviews and podcasts and social medias and in-person stages and virtual stages, and you want to make income while doing it. The income that gave the man with no legs of an arm the freedom to build for his family, to create financial freedom, to travel the world. I'm in Colombia right now. It's all because I know how to speak virtually and I know how to speak in person. And we're going to share that all over the 5 days and how you can build a profitable speaker business at the Unleash Your Story Challenge. The link is in the bio. For those that are here, who will I see? Who's committed? Who's committed and they're jumping into the Unleash Your Story Challenge? If you're committed, say me. Drop it in the chat just so I can acknowledge you. And by the way, I'm going to post this live training on my Instagram forever. So thousands and thousands and thousands of people will see it because there is gold inside this training. So if you're committed, drop in the chat me so I can acknowledge you, because this training is going evergreen and people will see it forever. So you'll get acknowledged forever. Now, all of the details are in the link in the bio. The times of the classes, what you're going to get, how you're going to get it, how it's going to be delivered. All of the nitty-gritty is inside there. But I will tell you this. The law of exposure states, Martinez is in, let's go. The law of exposure states, the moment I'm exposed to information that can change the quality of my life, I can never be unexposed again. Once I'm warning you. This is a warning. Once I teach you this knowledge, you can never see life the same again. Once you get the frameworks, once you get the psychology, once you get the vision, once you get the blueprint, you can't see life the same again. It's going to be incredible. I started today pushing it, inviting you, challenging you to step up, to share your story, to share your testimony. And the truth is, I said it in my post today, your story is going to change someone's life. Your story, your testimony, the things that you created, the things that you built, the things that you've healed, you're going to share them and someone's life's going to be changed. Because my life was changed when someone shared a story on stage. Someone said, I need money. No, you need to serve other people and the money will come. You got it. I was going to say ass backwards. You got it ass backwards. You don't need money. You need to become the type of person that money finds you. You don't need money. You need to focus on serving people, because when you help enough people serve, when you help enough people get what they want, you can have anything you want in life. I need. No, you don't need anything. You want it. But if you can shift, here's another breakthrough for you. If you can just shift to serving people, the money will find you. And by the way, if you're getting in, don't join my challenge if you're in this solely just to make money. You won't make it. It's not a big enough pull for you. People who just want money, who try to build businesses, they fail. They don't have the economic or the entrepreneur stamina, because it's all about the transaction. So if you're someone who's ready to step up, if you're someone ready to share your testimony, if you're someone who's ready to stop hiding and start being a bright light in this world and being an offering and sharing your gifts with the world so you can save others, the link is in the bio. The Unleash Your Story Challenge is going to be incredible. And don't just take my word for it. On my story after this, I'm going to throw up not throw up physically, but I'm going to throw on my story some of the comments about that our students are sharing about their transformation and what they got from the 5 days on the Unleash Your Story Challenge, building a profitable speaker business in just 5 days. You do not want to miss it. Link is in bio. Congratulations for all of those that are securing their spot. It's going down. Baby Yoda, sending love to you. And I can't wait for your story to save people's lives. I'll see you tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. Love you guys. See you soon.